Oh, hi, one person who watches all my videos. It's me. One person who makes all the videos that you are watching. I received a cease and desist letter. Now, who sent me a cease and desist letter? A St. Armand's Circle Association. What is St. Armand's Circle Association? Well, the correct question would be, what is St. Armand's? And St. Armand's is a place in Sarasota, Florida, where during the lockdown and right after it, I went to play on the street for no one, then for one person, and then for one person who watches all of these videos, you. And then very many people allegedly showed interest to see me play there, and 150 million views later, it sort of became a thing. There's even a Google Maps place made by someone on Google Maps that says Dovydas the musician, and it's on St. Armand's Circle. And St. Armand's Circle Association sent me a cease and desist. It's very scary. It's very threatening. It's very legal language. And they're like, no, no, no. So I'm gonna read it, the whole thing, in its entirety, for you, one person who watches all my videos. And then I'm gonna break it down section by section by section. We're gonna dissect it, because a lot of stuff that they said in it, I read through it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what happened. It was the day of Christmas Eve. Santa was preparing his sleigh, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was polishing his shiny nose. And St. Armand's Circle Association and the lawyers sent this letter on the day of Christmas Eve.
All right, Scrooge.
I'm gonna blur out some names for privacy reasons, obviously, but some other stuff will be left unblurred so you can see the sheer amazingness of this carefully crafted letter that had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people participating. 10 people got together, probably wearing business suits during work hours. They probably even set the alarms to get up early. Let's jump into it. I will read it in its entirety, and then we're gonna break it down piece by piece, because I have screenshots and evidence and stuff. Cease and desist. Dovydas Mushinskas. Harassment. Dear Mr. Mushinskas, this law firm has the privilege of representing the St. Armand's Circle Association with regard to your continued harassment of the association pursuant to Florida Statute 784.048. In September 2021, you were permitted to participate in the Songs on the Circle event along with numerous other artists. However, you were the only artist who deliberately failed to follow the rules as laid out prior to your performance. For example, you exceeded the allowed decibel level and refused to cease playing at the pre-planned cutoff time. These actions resulted in numerous complaints from merchants, and as a result, you have not been invited to return. We'll get back to that later. I have stuff showing otherwise. Since that time, you have taken it upon yourself to continuously harass the association in an effort to promote yourself at the association's expense. Your course of conduct, which includes having your social media followers bombard the association's Facebook page and deluge them with emails, is causing substantial emotional distress to the employees of the association. While individuals are generally responsible for their own actions, your encouragement and request to your followers to continue to berate and belittle the association through electronic mail and electronic communications constitutes harassment and cyber stalking on your part. Really? Are you sure about that? You had 10 people who claim to be lawyers write this. Be advised that this conduct will no longer be tolerated. Please find this correspondence as formal notice and demand that you are cease and desist from all further conduct adverse to my client, or you will be subject to a civil complaint for injunctive relief and any other available legal remedies. That's a mouthful. That's a very legal sentence. You really tried hard on that one, didn't you? Finally, the association does not promote, coordinate shows, concerts for individual performance, as it appears to be your desire to put together a showcase of your talent to which the association has no objection. You simply need to obtain the proper permits and permissions for the showcase from the proper governing authorities. That's not quite true as well. We'll get back to that later. And then in all caps at the end, govern yourselves accordingly. Is this a legitimate concern? Or is a law firm trying to cash in? Is this an accusation of a legitimate crime? Or just people in suits and office buildings are trying to bully a street musician that lives in Florida jungle? Let's find out. So the first paragraph, your continued harassment of the association pursuant to Florida Statute 784048. I'm gonna overlay and you let me know if it applies. Here it is on the screen.
Okay, so this is definitely a mouthful to read, and you can pause the screen and check it out for yourselves. But everything that is mentioned about a person online. The thing with St. Armand Circle Association, it is the official Facebook page that is publicly visible and has a message capability to message to the page, as well as the St. Armand Circle Association website that has a contact form. Never have I ever told my followers to harass, berate, belittle, or bombard. I just said, hey, if you want to know where I'm going to be playing, you should ask them because they do events.
Second paragraph. In September 2021, you were permitted to participate in the Songs in the Circle event along with numerous other artists. However, you were the only artist who deliberately failed to follow the rules as laid out prior to your performance. For example, you exceeded the allowed decibel level and refused to cease playing at the pre-planned cutoff time. These actions resulted in numerous complaints from merchants, and as a result, you have not been invited to return. So, for channel members of this YouTube channel and members of the Patreon, I make full unedited videos of my performances available in their entirety, such as 2-hour, 3-hour segments, just like the whole thing, watch it. And it's only for channel members or patrons on Patreon. I'm gonna make an exception for this. I'm gonna link in the description the whole thing of the St. Armand's show, and you can see how there is no complaints, no one's telling me to turn it down. Furthermore, they used photos from my show of that day to run official St. Armand Circle Association Instagram ads, official St. Armand Circle Association Facebook ads to promote St. Armand Circle and how successful their event was. And they didn't tag me either, but they used all the photos of the crowd, of one person who came to see me play and me playing. And also they responded to my Instagram story a few days after the show, after they were tagged in the story, saying that they're a big fan, you know, stuff like that. Very positive. There was nothing negative, none negative feedback. Sponsored, look at our wonderful event. There were 5 other musicians, but no, we only used pictures of this one. So we debunked the second paragraph too. What else do they have? Since that time, you have taken it upon yourself to continuously harass the association in an effort to promote yourself at the association's expense. No. St. Armand Circle Association used my images to promote themselves at my expense. I could make an argument like that, but I'm not going to. Your course of conduct, which includes having your social media followers bombard, colorful language like bombard, attack. This is what they do in the news to divide people. This is very deliberate choice of words to paint a very dark picture. Bombard the association's Facebook page and deluge them with emails is causing substantial emotional distress to the employees of the association. While individuals are generally responsible for their own actions, your encouragement and request to your followers to continue to berate and belittle the association through electronic email and electronic communication constitutes harassment and cyberbullying on your part. The cyberbullying argument does not stand up. Let's say if it was Peggy, the volunteer of St. Armand Circle Association personal Facebook profile, and she's getting harassed and bombarded and belittled and insulted. Yes, but this is the official page where people are asking of someone in particular, because we see him play, right? When is he gonna be there again? Be advised that this conduct will no longer be tolerated. Please find this correspondence as formal notice and demand that you are cease and desist from all further conduct adverse to my client, or you will be subject to a civil complaint for injunctive relief and any other available legal remedies. So check this out. I play in videos. They see Columbia restaurant. They see Venezia on the other side. They see the Neptune statue. And sometimes they're like, thank you for coming everybody to St. Armand Circle. People find out on their own that this is St. Armand Circle and that this jungle homeless street musician is playing on St. Armand Circle. So there's extremely large, substantial percentage of a pizza chart of people who contact St. Armand Circle asking about this particular musician that were not instructed by me. I didn't tell them to do that. The sheer existence of St. Armand Circle Association and the events that take place there invites people to contact such association for more information through the website contact form, link in the description down below, or Facebook messaging from their official St. Armand Circle Association Facebook page. Also, description down below. To think that every communication that comes in regards to that is harassment, bullying, and bombarding, and cyber stalking. Dude, you should hire someone younger to run your social media who can explain to you what actually is going on. Help me, help you. I would have loved to been your social media / music ambassador to the world. Finally, the association does not promote or coordinate shows or concerts for individual performers, as it appears to be your desire to put together a showcase of your talents, to which the association has no objection. You simply need to obtain the proper permits and permissions from the showcase from the proper governing authorities. That's half true, because other artists have been promoted and other events have taken place where they're like, well, this is our thing, so we're not going to charge them thousands of dollars to get a permit because this is our thing. And last but not least, and absolutely my favorite, all caps, govern yourselves accordingly. It's a beautiful piece of tragical comedy that involves 10 adults in business suits. Very serious. We're going to destroy this street musician. It's like Kevin Bacon in that movie where they were not allowed to dance, okay? And I invite you to join me in this quest for truth, in this quest for justice. I will be Kevin Bacon, and I need your support. Are you a lawyer? Please email me, please. My email link in the description down below. All and any support is greatly appreciated. And last but not least, if you run events in your city in America, if you're part of some association in your city in America, if you are an events coordinator in your town, city, or village, contact me. I would love to come and play to your city in downtown square. It's going to cost you nothing. I'm just going to show up. But just let me plug in my electricity and let me play loud music for people's enjoyment. I will promote your city, your town, your downtown square on my YouTube channel for the world to see, and then people from out of state, people from other towns, and people hopefully from out of country will come to your city, will come to your town and your downtown square, and will increase the tourism profits, okay? Let's do it together. Thank you so much for watching this. This has been the most hilarious and tragic video I've ever had to make. But there's probably more coming because there's other developments. Because as you can see, I am in a different jungle. Also, videographers, there's a vacancy. You may apply. Thank you. Govern yourselves accordingly.